Thanks for joining us here at noon. It was a bit of a great start this Thursday, but meteorologist Sean Ash says the sun is coming out. Do you promise?
Yes, but full disclosure, I will tell you that those downpours that we had over the metro area this morning, yesterday at this time, I thought we're going to be about 60 miles farther east and south. So my apologies there, but we needed that rain too. But yeah, we're expecting some brighter conditions this afternoon, and certainly some sunshine ahead, and already starting to see it here. Felicia, take a look at Crawfordsville. Bainbridge, you can see some blue sky breaking out there, as well as Carmel. Now here in downtown, still a little more overcast, and on the southeastern corner of the state, we've had a front that pushed through and it just squeezed out whatever moisture it could out of the atmosphere. That's why we had that rain early this morning, but you can see less and less cloud cover to the north and west. That trend will continue from northwest to southeast throughout the day, but that means the wait will be much longer down toward Richmond and Columbus and Shelbyville and Greensburg before you can see some of the bluer sky that will eventually move in. Here in Indy right now, we're at 68. Look at the 24-hour change from this time yesterday. Anywhere from 5 to locally 10 degrees cooler. Here's the cloud cover that we're talking about. Dew point now in the 60s. That north wind will do its job and start to dry out that lower layer of the atmosphere. The end result will be some sunshine and less humid conditions, and it really should be a pretty fine afternoon and evening. We've got some fog chances, and we've got some 80s ahead in the 7-day forecast.
All right, thank you so much, Sean. And now to this story that we're following, a top story. Warren Central High School parents are pushing back against a punishment they say caused serious burns to their students. They're saying it happened during practices. Our Logan Gay spoke with two families with daughters on the Warren Central Majorette team, and they say multiple girls on the team got burns after being forced to do bear crawls on the track in the heat. And now they want answers.
She was loving the first few weeks of high school, and now she's not.
Travis Piegler says he couldn't believe his eyes last week when he picked his 14-year-old daughter Trinity up from Warren Central High School and looked down and saw her hands looking like this, burned and blistered.
I'm a former 82nd Airborne Division soldier, jumping out of airplanes and all that, training air assault. My hands has never looked the way her hands look.
Trinity is a freshman on the Majorette team. She told her parents she and her teammates were forced to do bear crawls on the black asphalt track during practice. She says she was told to do extra because of her grades.
I really just want to know what made you think that that was okay on an 86 degree, 87, 9, whatever degree weather day, that it was okay to have them doing bear crawls.
A week later, and she's still in the hospital recovering.
This isn't discipline. It's child abuse. When you send your kids off to school, you expect for them to come home safe.
Ronisha Banks says she's going through the same trauma with her daughter, also a freshman on the Majorette team. She shared these pictures with 13 News of second-degree burns on her daughter's hands and blisters on her feet.
I was livid.
The injuries now impacting her daughter in the classroom as well.
She can't do schoolwork the way she needs to.
Both families say they're hoping to bring awareness to these kinds of dangers, and they're looking for accountability and changes from the school.
We don't want to see no parent have to go through what we're going through right now.
When stuff happens like this, we have to stand up.
A spokesperson with Warren Central High School sent a statement to the 13 newsroom that reads in part, "We are taking this matter very seriously, conducting an active investigation, and remain in close contact with students and families to support their recovery."
So far, they have sent the school a letter of representation. However, the families have not filed any formal documents yet. And court documents are revealing new details in a deadly crash in downtown Indy. They say data collected at the scene shows the driver was going 94 miles per hour a second before impact. That crash happened early Saturday morning at East and Ohio streets. The speed limit there is 25 miles an hour. Aaron Radford was a passenger of a Lyft vehicle. The impact ejected him, killing him. 26-year-old Brian Calleja is facing several charges, including causing death, driving while intoxicated, and reckless homicide. An Indiana man on death row will stay there. The Indiana Parole Board voted unanimously to recommend the state deny clemency for Roy Ward. He's set to be executed October 10th for the rape and murder of a 15-year-old back in 2001. Ward's legal team argued he could potentially feel pain during the execution, violating his Eighth Amendment rights. Ward's death would mark the third execution in Indiana since the state resumed the death penalty late last year. And this morning, we are getting a better idea of the vision for downtown Indy. Downtown Indy Inc.'s State of Downtown will be providing insight on what they want to do to improve the area. This address comes as the city is celebrating all of the events and conventions held in Indy this year. And in reflection of this growth, Downtown Indy Inc. is launching the new Downtown Indy Inc. brand. They are also revealing new findings from the Downtown Perception Survey. Over 1,000 people gave feedback on what they think is the best and the worst parts of this area. For example, 56% of people say they do feel safe downtown. Other topics include cleanliness, downtown programming, and walkability. The State of Downtown will also focus on the residents and permanent things that have helped the city grow. And again, that event is tonight. It starts at 4. And this afternoon, another proposed data center is getting pushed back. This one is in Morgan County, just east of Monrovia. Back in February, commissioners approved a rezoning request for nearly 400 acres. Now they want to expand on that by another 150 acres. Christopher Lamberson farms near the proposed site. He tells us he's worried about its effect on the area.
And I hope she sees that the comprehensive plan is not conducive with this data center. I hope she sees that the impact of this data center is going to hurt families who are already struggling to pay their utility bills. I hope that we can see that this is not what's best for our community.
Commissioner Kenny Hale says he supports the data center, calling it what is best for Morgan County. The Morgan County Plan Commission has a special meeting Monday to consider the expanded rezoning request. Residents say they plan to protest outside. This afternoon, Governor Mike Braun is meeting with the Taiwan Minister of Agriculture for a ceremonial signing. This signing marks hopeful trade relations between the U.S. and Taiwan, and it comes after China stopped buying corn and soybeans from China. They were buying corn and soybeans from Indiana. Now Governor Braun is pushing to promote agricultural excellence between two countries.
Trade relationships with other countries are important. Many want to come here because of our good regulatory environment, our relatively low taxation, great place to build a business, raise a family.
Governor Braun says today's signing is opening a new chapter of intent with Taiwan. He says he trusts this partnership will aid Indiana in innovation. And a big talker for teachers here in Indiana, changes to how they are evaluated and rewarded each spring. It's called the Teacher Appreciation Grant Program, also known as TAG. Teachers were previously evaluated as effective or highly effective, and they got a stipend in the spring as a reward. It ranged anywhere from $250 to $600. But now the Indiana State Teachers Association says the old model recognized teachers working together to meet high standards. And they're saying this new program offers bigger stipends to fewer teachers, and it's based on stricter criteria. The new TAG program limits awards to no more than 20% of certified teachers in a district. ISTA says it could make for an unhealthy, competitive approach to teaching, especially for teachers who have scored well in the past and who may depend on that stipend each spring. The ISTA shared a statement. It says in part, while we support meaningful recognition for great teaching, the new model raises concerns about fairness, the erosion of collaboration, and the exclusion of many deserving educators. The Department of Education is saying it is focused on educators who significantly impact student outcomes. At the end of October, schools will find out how much money they can divvy up into stipends, and then those will go out in the spring. We've linked the specific criteria and how big those new stipends could be. That's at WTHR.com.